Hey dudes, welcome back to another episode of our Rhomas Men's Team podcast. You are about to listen to one of our prior team meetings. If you ever want to join one of our live sessions that we have every Monday and Friday, head over to rhomas.com. That's RHOMAS.com and put your email in and we will send you a live link every time we record. We generally record on Mondays and Fridays. So if you ever want to be on the actual podcast, like we bring men up all the time to talk about their goals, talk about their obstacles, etc., head over to rhomas.com. And then also, if you want to help support the channel grow and also have access to exclusive content, book reviews, extra whiteboard sessions, etc., and some coaching sessions, head over to patreon.com and support us. We would love it. But if not, no biggie. We'll see you on the live sessions. Later, dudes. Enjoy this podcast.
Here we go. We're up. We're rolling. What up, bro?
What's up, man? Post Hawaii, coming in hot. I'm ready to go, man.
Nice. How was Hawaii?
Hawaii was great, dude. And for all the guys listening, if you guys could let me know, Matt was saying my mic sounds a little low. If the audio is off, let me know. But my mic is now super close to the mouth, so hopefully that should work.
Sounds good.
Cool. So Hawaii was awesome, man, but I got to say that it made me very grateful for living in Southern California because honestly, outside of seeing my mom, like that was the best part. I prefer Southern California. Like I prefer where I live versus where the destination for most people going on vacation. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying to sound like a jerk, but I'm saying it just made me very grateful for living in a place every single day that is almost like a permanent vacation. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So what was it about Hawaii that it was just kind of like meh?
I don't know. I think it's like for me, it's just like kind of being neurotic. It's like there's no gym immediately within the vicinity that's like of use. Like the hotel gym was good, but it wasn't outstanding. And then just all of the other stuff, like out here in Southern California, like Matt, when you come to visit, like all of the surrounding restaurants and everything, they've got outstanding healthy options, so I don't have to go off of my diet, etc. So I drug my mom on a 45-minute walk to get to get a salad, and which was good. But it's just I don't know, man. And then also, I don't know. I'm just not the beachy vibe kind of dude for like long. I can do it for an hour to a couple hours, or if I'm with a bunch of friends and we're playing games and that's fun. But I'm not a lounger. Like it's very difficult for me just to lounge on the beach.
Gotcha. So yeah, it was too laid back of a vibe.
Yeah. I'd say so. I kind of like even if I were to go on vacation, like I prefer a vacation that's like hiking and working out and trying new healthy food and doing all that stuff, but not getting too far off the regimen. I just don't, because then the climb back in reality is often very steep, if that makes sense.
I hear you. No, that's just, it's not how you like to relax. You don't want to go and drink like 9 million margaritas and eat a bunch of cake.
Yeah, dude, that sounds awful to me. Like it really, it just sounds so awful to me. And I think we've all been there, right? Like, and don't get me wrong, there's definitely a fun element to that if you're with your buddies and so on. But, I think last time I did that, which had to have been 10 plus years ago, that style of vacation with buddies and the drinking thing, that was fun. And then like 3 hours into it, while I'm like intoxicated, I feel bad, because like, what am I doing? Like, so that you get this like sense of guilt. So it kind of like even diluted the being in that space, if that makes sense. So that's just not for me.
Well, it also stinks too that that's been kind of touted as the only form of acceptable recreation.
Yep.
Like if like a bunch of dudes were to go to the mountains and like not get hammered, people would assume they were having sex as well. Like if you don't get hammered with a bunch of people, now we all went there, went hiking, and went did this, and people be like, "What the fuck?" I mean, that's now all labeled as a retreat. If you're to go anywhere and not get hammered, which is like supposedly like the acceptable mode of vacationing and relaxation, it's like you have to like pretty much you would be like, that's not a vacation, that's a retreat. Like we're all gonna go up there and like work out to do this, but yeah, it does. That is kind of I think that kind of stinks as well. That it's like that's just what you're supposed to do. If you're not really thinking about this stuff or like thinking critically about it, you just assume it's just like, it's almost automatic. Like, yo, let's go get fucked up. And it's like, dude, If you genuinely enjoy that and you wake up the next day and you're like, wow, that was awesome, I feel great. It's like, have at it. That's why I like drinking when I was 19. I used to wake up and like go play basketball. I mean, man, drinking's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's like, yeah. Now it's just like it literally it hurts me. It hurts.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a great way to describe it. It just hurts. But yeah, I mean the vacation it was great. It was a little on the shorter end, but I got to get back to it. How about you, man? How was the weekend? And dude, thank you for filling in on Friday. That was awesome because
Oh yeah.
the time difference from me to you at that point in time was 6 hours. So I woke up at 3 to your text messages, like, oh, thank God, because I was just like running super, super low on sleep. Which, by the way, there's this great app that I use. I don't know if I've ever told anybody about, but just in case it can help anybody. It's called this sleep app. It's called Auto Sleep. Let me see. Yeah, Auto Sleep on iPhone. I'm sure they have an Android app as well. My sleep chart is shit right now, but this thing has helped me tremendously. For a while, my Apple Watch kind of was acting funky, so I wasn't using it. But dude, this app has just been amazing. Whenever I'm grumpy or if I'm not getting my workouts properly or I'm not feeling energized, dude, I look at this thing. It's like, oh, this is why. And often, if I'm intelligent about it, this is a leading indicator, meaning that this will give me a heads up on poor performance or even sickness ahead of time, rather than in arrears, because in arrears I will have already gotten sick. So dude, this thing has been a lifesaver. A lot of people use Whoop, the Whoop strap. I'm considering getting the Whoop strap, but dude, the Apple Watch for me has just been outstanding. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but yeah, sorry for the little ramble, but this app has been amazing.
No, dude. I mean, I think that's like that's something I need to remind myself about currently or constantly. And it's like, dude, if you're not, and it sounds like one of those nitpicky, annoying things to keep track of. At least it did to me before. And I don't even keep track of my sleep that like aggressively, but I have my sleep reminder on my phone. So my sleep, I get a little like do 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 do, and I look and I go, okay, I need to be in bed in an hour. And I listen to it, and dude, it's like when this is me speaking from experience. When I'm not getting my like prescribed amount of sleep to the point where I start being like, oh, I just get 6 hours. That's all it is. And again, that can happen. And if that's your circumstance and you can't get around that, it's fine. My circumstance was me doing that to myself just because I'm a dickhead. So it's like, you then get into low sleep mode and you literally start to like think differently. And, it's like, it's hard to get out of that. It's like, I just get like really, really negative and shitty when I'm not getting my proper sleep. And it is a nightly battle. I know this. I know how much I need my sleep, and still, and I won last night again, thank God. But it was like, I'm laying there. I'm like, I'm going to stay up, man. Like, I'm going to stay up and listen to audio. I'm going to do this. I'm going to watch. And I was like, well, I keep doing this to myself. I'm like, just lay down and see if you fall asleep. Passed out immediately at 9:30 p.m. And I'm like, okay, well, thank God. I could have like titillated myself up until like 11:30 and then had a completely different day.
Oh yeah. And one thing that I struggle with is like, so my watch was kind of acting funky for a little while, so I wasn't using my app, obviously. And then I thought I was doing great. And then I start using my watch again, and then it's like, oh, I'm not doing great. Like, I don't know if you can see the yellows, but yellows are okay, greens are great, and reds are terrible. But it's like, I thought I had all greens. And then when I start tracking again, it's like, no, the majority of my sleep is just mediocre. It's like, what am I doing here? Because I want it to be optimal.
See, that I can't have that because I get too neurotic and I start freaking out about it. For me, it's like if I just put myself in bed and lay there, then I just go like, as long as I'm there and I'm sleeping, because I also like, if I were to look at it, I got to get up in the middle of the night all the time. I got to do all this shit. So I'll start freaking out about that. And also, if you sleep in bed with another person, they can be moving and, triggering your sleep quality and all that stuff. So it can give you a thing where it's like, because I've gotten up and been like, damn, I thought I had a great sleep. My thing saying it wasn't that good. But then, like, Brittany could have been up like twice and moving around and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, again, there needs to be something that's kind of keeping you honest about how, because again, like you were saying, Wes, if you just leave it up to me, I'll be like, I've been sleeping pretty good. And then you see the thing and you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, no, I haven't. I've been getting 5 hours pretty much every night. It's like, that's a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, self-reporting, and Matt, I can totally understand what you're saying. Yeah. Certain things, if it's going to going to be adverse for you, then don't track it. But self-reporting, to your point, Matt, historically humans are incredibly bad at self-reporting. Like that, like every person I ask, if they say, "Oh, I can't lose weight," and I say, "How's your diet?" They're like, "Well, good. I eat good." And it's like, no, you don't. No, you for sure don't. And because I can relate to it. In my own head, I've been tracking my food for more than a decade now, literally more than a decade. And I can tell you, when I go off track and I start to accumulate a little extra body fat, my first default thought is like, dude, how am I accumulating body fat? Like, there's something wrong with my body. I've been eating good. It's like, no, I have not been. Because then when I go the next day and I start tracking my stuff, it's like, oh, I was pretty far off. And you don't have to be a million times off. So for instance, like I watched a show where there was this guy and he was tracking, he said that he could eyeball his calories, and then they actually calculated it and he was off by 30%, which that's big, right? Like 30% of a range of error is very large. So if you accumulate that because of self-reporting error, if you accumulate that 30% every single day, and this guy was a fitness guy. Like he was very much in the fitness game. So even he could not track it. But the whole point is, you see this over and over again. It doesn't matter if it's in fitness, if it's in business, if it's with money. I mean, dude, the amount of people that I talk to about their finances who are surprised when they actually take an inventory of their expenses every single time, they're surprised. And these are multi-millionaires, like run organizations and so on. Every single time when they take an inventory, and I kind of have to like push them to do it, I'm like, trust me, just track your expenses for a week, or go back last week or last month and track your expenses. 100% of the time, they're like, oh my God, I had no idea that I was that far off mentally. It's just a human condition.
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. Yeah, and for me, it's not like I like the sleep app. It's another. I try to like remove as many things as possible that make me look and study and interact with my phone. And that was a thing that I would just kind of like constantly do, and just like pull it up and look at it. And it was just like I was trying to like take as many of those variables out. But the thing that's been helping me the most now is just, again, no audio. But this is like something I like really love to do. No audiobooks before bedtime. I haven't been feeling up this refreshed in a while, because it's just like, you're just listening to it, but you're still like flicking it, looking at your phone, interacting with it, and doing all that stuff. It's like I lay in bed, and whether I'm tired or not, it's like, all right, well, if I'm not tired, I'll just meditate for 2 hours then, And I make it for like 20 minutes and pass out every single time. But it's like that's been the biggest thing for me. Where like I lay down in bed and I'm done. I'm done with everything. I'm not worried about anything. There's literally nothing everything's just waiting till tomorrow, and I just lay there, and I don't even worry about sleeping. I just focus on relaxing as much as possible. And I just pass out. Like it just happens. I don't even notice it happening. And that's been something that helped me a lot.
Yeah. Well, I think it's an example of what you're saying is, number one, you wouldn't necessarily have to track something if you have the ingrained habit and if it over indexes. So for instance, if you say I want to get 8 hours of sleep and you go to bed 8.5 hours early or something like that, and you remove all other distractions, which I think is what you're saying. It's like you're either going to sleep or you're going to not do anything else, right? You're going to sleep or you're going to be bored. And I think always having that alternative be boredom, your brain always chooses the better option, or most of the time chooses the better option, as opposed to like, oh, I'm going to lay here in bed and until I fall asleep, I'm going to scroll around on Instagram. And that's insane. Like we've all been there. That just doesn't work. It does not work.
Yeah, it's just it's such a funny thing, because it's like I could see people being like, all right, man, like I'll go to fucking bed, shut up. But it's like I have done this to myself where I lack sleep for so long. You could be convinced you have like some form of like mental condition, and it's like, dude, you just need to get more sleep, man.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I'm anxious, I'm depressed. It's like, you're tired. You're not. You're tired, and now you're gonna take a medication on top of that disrupts your sleep, and like so it's like. It's one of those things you can really harp on forever, but it's like you need to constantly be reminded of like just those things. There's no product really. It's just go to sleep, dude. Go to bed.
We're not selling you any supplement, like nothing, no crazy pills. It's like, just get to bed.
And I was convinced too. I would be like, no, you don't understand. Like I'm wound up. I'm this. I'm that. I need to listen to something. You just create all these reasons to listen to things. I need to take my mind out. I'm tired after. I'm wound up after I have a day of this or that. If I do stand up, I'm adrenalized. It's just kind of true. But it's like, well, lay in bed and use that time to meditate. And it's like, Jesus Christ, man. Those things, and like combined with the like really kind of knowing how to meditate. Again, I'm not like a master or an expert, but I've learned a couple things that like turn it into a thing. I used to sit there and just go like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? This is dumb. This is dumb. Am I doing this right? Oh, I think I'm actually doing this. Oh, I think I'm the best at this. What time is it? And it's like, you're not, versus like just being like, I'm going to sit here and any feeling, any thought that whether it's good or bad, I'm just going to continue letting go of it, letting go of it, letting go of it, and it's like, dude, it's helped me a lot.
Oh yeah, well, and one of the points that you're bringing up, Matt, is something that I've heard: addition through subtraction. So I think that's a common theme that we have here on the team is like getting back to the basics, reduce all of the non-important activities, and really focus on the basics. And through that subtraction, you will get addition into your life. I would even say, multiplication through subtraction is more like it. It's insane. So for instance, like if you're having trouble sleeping, it's like, well, how much coffee are you drinking? How much, like look into all of those other habits, reducing those non-essentials so you can go full force on the essentials, like absolutely full force. And you'll find, man, that the results are just unbelievably profound. Sleep, meditation, exercise, water, all the stuff that we do on the scorecard stuff, like all the stuff that this team is about. The basics are what works every time. You just got to give it a significant amount of time for it to really show the results.
Yeah, man. I feel like, again, too, it's like it should be said that all of this stuff is, in my opinion, I wouldn't say meaningless, but it's like you can kind of get caught in this limbo of like, okay, like what's the point? It's like if you also, this all needs to be grounded in like your definite purpose of what you're up to. Mm-hmm. So it's like this is all just all this. I'm saying all of this is being said because this is the stuff that enhances your abilities to kind of like do what you think you're here to do.
Yeah. Did you listen to the recent Joe Rogan interview with Gordon Ryan? He's the #1 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy on the planet and arguably of all time, apparently.
No.
So really fascinating stuff. So 2 things that I got from him. #1 was even he said that when he's not on top of his sleep game, like that, like when Joe Rogan said, like, what's your recovery? And he didn't really have a good recovery process, but he's like, I noticed that when I get my sleep, like that's when when I'm able to recover, a lot faster. So even he says all top athletes are saying this now. But then also the other thing that he brought up, which I thought was very profound and very important, and it brings up a very similar message, Matt, that you and I have realized over the last few weeks, which is volume. Right, like he is just out voluming everybody. So he is a part of this team, which is a super awesome team. It's called like the something Death Squad, the Danaher Death Squad is what it's called. These guys practice Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu every day, 7 days a week. But the trick is they don't redline themselves all the time. So he says if you need to take a rest, you just do a lighter round that particular day. But it's 7 days a week. And again, he was highlighting the idea. He's like, my competitors, they're taking off. So every single time they take off, I get a little bit better. And that compounds on itself. And because it's, exponential, it starts to increase the chasm between he and his competitors. So he says that like kind of even the younger guys who might be coming in a little stronger, because eventually, as he gets older, he's going to, let's say, get less strong. That's the whole idea. But he will get more and more sophisticated at the game just because he's out-volumed them. So again, there's just that reminder of volume is just one of the key metrics of performance.
Hell yeah. Well, dude, what you want to grab someone, bring them up? We actually, just to bring you up to speed, we completed the 12 steps from AA.
Awesome.
So yeah, we talked about all of that, and it's I'm like curious too, like. I don't know. I mean, I feel like people should try to at least adopt some of them, even like just a small step of like just thinking of people you've kind of screwed in some way and just literally hitting them with an email and be like, look, man, I don't want anything from you. Sorry about that. I think that's a good thing to do. I mean, you don't have to do it, but it's something I was like, because I like to like, I don't want to just like run stuff through the mill and be like, oh, that was cool. So I'm like trying to think about how I can interact with something like that. And it got me thinking. I was like, I should really like email my ex-wife and be like, yo, my bad. Like, not even like I did anything bad, but it's just like I just was not ready, for that relationship. Just to close all those kind of loops and shit.
Dude, closing the loops, man. I'm so happy you brought that up. That's a big one. Closing loops. Closing loops and then learning not to open loops when they shouldn't be opened. And I think as men, I need to take that medicine every single day. Whether it be as simple as not accepting a task from somebody that I know I'm just not going to follow through on, or I'm not going to be optimal on, or if it's like, another temptation somewhere else in whatever area of life. It's like, just don't open the loop if you don't want to close it. But then if you open it, you got to close it.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to pull someone up?
Hell yeah, man. I think I saw on, I think Gunther, if he doesn't mind me saying this, I think he said he's got a date tonight. So it'd be cool to bring him up if he's not, he might be working.
Yeah.
But he's kind of come full circle with everything, which is really cool to see his progress, because a few months ago it was, he went through a tough time.
I think, well, Gunther's video is not active, but I think I want to bring up Troy. I forgot. He had the whole running thing he wanted to talk about last week.
Oh, cool.
I forgot to it.
Hell yeah.
See where the Troy boy is. There he is. He might be at work too. We'll see.
Francisco giving some good advice to Gunther before his date.
Oh, he's at work. Yeah, so if anyone wants to hop on, take your time, Troy. But yeah, other than that, man, the cool things on the vein event or AA NA thing, the thing that's been really, and this is kind of an area of interest of mine, it all stemmed from people like the AA model. And again, there's that there's that rub, because for a lot of people there's like that religion thing, and they go, oh, I'm just kind of offended by this. But the thing that actually apparently put that into, I guess, that would enable that to happen with the first guy who kind of knocked over the first domino that kind of started AA, went to actually see Carl Jung, who was a famous psychologist who was really into kind of I guess looking into the clinical aspects of what people would call mystical experiences and all that stuff. And the guy's life got so bad because he went there to get help, and then he came back to the States and just his wheels fell off, just back to the same old bullshit. And back then they were like, dude, alcoholism it can't be treated. If you're an alcoholic, that's just it. You're gonna drink yourself to death.
Oh God.
Yeah. And he had this wild out of body experience. Things got so bad. I guess he went through withdrawal or something. And it's just and again, I'm not pushing this stuff on people. I'm just really fascinated how when people can tie themselves to some larger force, it can have an utterly transformative effect. Even again, if it's your society, family, whatever. But that's what the whole thing was based off of. The same thing with Bill W. He had the guy worked with him, and just even orienting yourself towards service, which I believe is one of the tenets of AA, of kind of getting yourself out of your own little personal rat race of being am I the best? 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 And being how can I be of the, like you say all the time, Wes, how can I be of maximal service? And how that small shift in perception was the thing, accompanied with other stuff that allowed people to overcome something that they thought was fixed and them and determined and all that stuff. So.
Oh yeah, I think the AA model should be adopted by society in general. I mean, that's why I believe it's so successful. It was in that book, The Power of Habit. It's been several business books that I've read as to how successful that system actually is and continues to be.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. So, for people, and that's why I go back to the meditation practice. I think that's a good, it's how do you even set any of this stuff up without having some form of honest dialogue with yourself and kind of setting time aside and almost how can you kind of sacredize, obviously it's a made up word, but how can you turn your day into something with more magnitude rather than just kind of you're just going through the motions. And I do think doing setting up, I'm currently going for morning, night, noon, and night meditations, and just constantly calling yourself back and reminding yourself of, what you're doing is very important and it matters. And, it's even when I wake up, I have this little practice now where I, when I wake up and drink water, before I do a thing, I kind of have this little exercise I do with myself where I go, this is the most important thing I'm going to do today. And I drink water, and I drink it it's and it kind of is, if you think about it. It's well, if I don't drink this stuff, I'll die. And then when, I'll interact with I'll make breakfast for Maya, and I'm this is the most important thing. That way it keeps me from thinking of 10 other things while I'm doing one thing, and it tries to keep my mind focused on one task at a time. So hopefully that makes sense, but it's how can you add a little bit of gravity to your day in a way that enriches it and makes it kind of seem more important than just kind of, again, waking up, scrolling the phone, my boss is a dickhead, this fucking sucks, everything fucking sucks. It's yeah, you can do that, but I think there's a way we can kind of enrich our lives with meaning, and I think it's way more in people's grasp than they think.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt. And Matt, one of the things you said reminded me, and this is a perfect example, of just going before things are ready. So, because I want to produce value, and Matt, you and I talked about this a week ago. So I need to get back on my meditation game in the afternoons. So we're going to be doing, I think, Matt, I think you said you're down for this too. I'll be doing it live. So every day, Monday through Friday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. So I guess that's 2:30 p.m. my time every day, Monday through Friday, live. Anybody who wants to join us, the only thing we ask is if you can contribute on Patreon the minimal amount. Just go on ahead on there. And if you can't afford it, no worries at all. Like, we'd much rather you just get the value from it. But if you can contribute on Patreon, awesome. If not, no worries. But every single day, Monday through Friday, I will send out a Zoom link to everybody. We're going to do a 20 minutes. It's going to be, I don't think I'm allowed to say this, but like, it's going to be TM style. It's not TM. So the attorneys from TM, please don't chase after me, but it's going to be similar. It's going to be 20 minutes of silence. And that, to me, has been the most effective form of meditation when I do it consistently. It's a little tedious at first, but dude, it is so unbelievably helpful when I do it every single day. So if you guys want to join me on that, I'll send out the Zoom link to everybody, and just know that you can save that Zoom link, and that's the link that we will use every single day, Monday through Friday at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guys, if there's one thing I could nudge you on, is definitely sleep and also meditation. Like, Matt, would you add it all to that?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's always like all this stuff. Because I used to do all this stuff, and I always try to speak for myself, but it's like I used to do all this stuff within like, like the context of like, oh man, I'm improving, I'm optimizing, and like, eventually I'll start to like kind of lose interest. But then once you can add like, well, why are you doing this, and then answer this question like, well, here's why. Like, I want to work toward, being able to help. Like, again, I like doing stand up, I like doing the psych and all stuff, but eventually I'd like to, especially when I'm a little older, culminate all of my interests in just kind of like doing free psychoeducation like working through a grant, something of offering psychoeducation to kids who would never be exposed to the idea of how to like interact with their minds. Like, that's kind of, genuinely what I want to do. So that being said, it's like, that's a pretty cool goal. And I think about it, and it's like the meditation and sleep helps me alter myself to be able to do that, where like I'm not a nervous wreck before I give the talk. I'm not I'm not kind of like forgetful because I've gotten 4 hours of sleep a night. So that's kind of what really helps me with the optimization stuff, and like constantly keeping in mind, well, why do you want to do that? Even if it's just like, I have kids, I just want to be on point, So like, that's the only thing I'd add to it, is like, if you can answer the reason why, it makes it so much easier to follow through for me, because I have a hard time following through with stuff. But it's like, dude, I haven't been able to. I used to dream about being able to come down every morning and meditating first thing when I was incapable of doing it, because I legitimately had no reason to do it, because I was like, well, that would be cool if I did that. And that's where it stopped. Now it's like, I need to do this, because when I don't do this, like my wheels fall off.
Oh yeah. Well, and then when you can add to it, like I can speak for myself right now, dude. There's zero chance I would have done the scorecard by myself this morning, coming back from why I didn't get in until like 1:30 in the morning last night. There's no chance. But because I knew my why, because I know my why, which is, Matt, was what you're saying. So I review my goals every single day. It's like, that's my why. I need to be there for my mom, for my grad, like to produce all of those things. And then when you add on top of it, also part of the why is because it's for my teammates as well. Right. And then you add in the component, this is also for my enemies. It's like that triangulation, man, is tough to compete with. When you have that much leverage behind your actions, really tough to compete with.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to add to it, is just kind of always kind of keeping in mind what you're doing. And it just takes a lot of the edge off of, for me personally, it takes a lot of the edge off of life. Like, when I don't know why I'm doing stuff, I'm just plugged into like, I guess I want to do really good. And it's like, well, why? It's like, I don't know. I don't want to do bad. And it's like, why? And it's like, so it's like having that purpose. And again, I really do credit this for hitting me with that kind of shift of like, I just want to provide value in ways that I think are important, and ways that align with my own kind of, natural gifts.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, exactly. Well, that's when you go down that path of like seeking to produce value for yourself and for others, naturally you start to learn. You start to understand your natural gifts, and that, oh, I could provide value here, but when I provide value over here using my natural ability, it seems to produce 10 times the amount of value, if that makes sense. Like, that's one of the reasons, that let's say, if you are, let's say you're a mechanic, my vote for you would be to not necessarily go to a food kitchen to provide extra value. It's like for your charity time. I'd rather you provide some charity time towards some people who can't afford your services. Right, because there's only so much value you can create at a food kitchen if you're not good at that game. But if you're great at the mechanic game, it's like spend a portion of your time volunteering your services, because hell yeah, man, like you're a specialist in that thing. So Matt, to your point, it's like play to your strengths always.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I was hoping to get someone on, but it's like 11:50 now. Oh shit, we got the Troy boy. I want to hear about the results. But yeah, that's the thing I'm really pushing right now. Is just like constantly orienting yourself and like why you're doing what you're doing, and like just even if it's just figuring that out, because it's hard to figure out, but it's kind of nice once you do. What up, Troy?
Dude, you better take that damn shirt off, man. What
Gosh,
the hell?
it's a robe. It's already open.
Damn,
I'm way there. I'm easy. It's easy though. On the spot. What's up, guys?
What's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
Doing well. I feel real good. Did 2 hours of yoga yesterday. Been doing a lot of cold exposure. This group motivated me to get involved with cold exposure again, so I've been doing it more.
Hell yeah, man.
Did like probably last week total of 10 minutes in like different sessions. Yeah, just because like the lake's like 50 degrees right now, which is like not too cold, but you're in there for like 3-4 minutes at a time. It feels great.
Oh yeah, that's cold. 50 degrees is cold. To some people that might not sound good. It's fucking cold.
Oh yeah, but yeah,
it's fucking freezing.
I'm here with the information for the competition. It was a doozy of a competition. You got people ran a lot. People did a lot of miles. So I want to announce second place, Team Forest.
Damn it, dude.
91.92 miles total ran.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Insane. And then Team Sonic coming in at 104.87 miles.
Damn.
Yeah, and then
hold on a second here. Let me see something. See, I was unable, for some reason my Fitbit wouldn't link up where it wouldn't. I never took the screenshots, but I didn't add enough to win. I think I would add it like 7 miles.
Oh
maybe.
man, if this change, are these the votes? The votes are coming in. This Arizona right now.
Hold on, these are the Arizona votes. So there's 2 miles. 4.4.
Matt's demanding a recount.
4.4. Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me be honest. 4.4, 6, 9, 11. Would 11 miles? No, 12. Would 12 miles swing it?
It's 1 under, less than 1 mile under.
Oh, see,
man.
Can we please do Under Armour? So we have. I need to see everyone's miles in real time.
So I actually I was thinking about that.
I did one more run, we could have fucking won.
Damn.
Oh, burn me for the next one.
I mean,
sorry,
dude,
Team Forest.
My last run, my battery went low, so it went to battery saver mode. Turned off my GPS, and I lost like 3 miles. I was
God, that sucks.
Fuck it. I already did 6. I don't care. But I didn't announce the individual winner of everything.
Who was it?
The top runner of the April competition, Matthew Bland, with 44.28 miles.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. He came in hot. He was the most consistent, doing like 3 miles. He did 3 to 5 miles so many freaking days. I'm looking at it right now.
Damn. We should have him on if he's available.
Oh yeah, if he can. Yeah, he's on right now.
I'll invite him real quick. Yeah, dude, if we do Under Armour, that way you can see in real time at what everyone's putting out. That for me is a big one because I get a notification, this person's running, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
So I just hell yeah, Matthew.
Bland, dude. Damn,
congratulations, bro.
Thank you. Hell yeah.
Dude, I don't know how you did. Like, I literally, that's why I can't do a running competition because I just despise running. I don't know how you guys do it. Like, I don't know how you run 2 miles, but what'd you run? 44 miles?
44.28 miles. Yeah.
Dude, that's my meditation in a way. Like when I go running, it's just one of those things like I shut everything else down and you just go. So that's kind of what I've replaced. So I'm glad to hear it. I'm surprised I won. Let's go, guys. Next month.
Fuck,
dude,
let's do it.
I'm killing you next month. I'm murdering. I missed a week. I went camping. I missed a few days, so I couldn't do a lot of it. So I'm chalking it up to that. But this month,
Right.
like you are my enemy now.
Well,
Yeah, let's go. Team Forest, we got this shit.
I hated running too. Hell yeah, dude. Team Forest is gonna win this. I hated your team Sonic, aren't you? Oh, you're fuck.
No,
How the fuck did we
Forest.
lose? We had the fucking winning guy. God fucking damn.
Yeah, he was the most consistent, but Roger, aka Kaizen,
Kaizen
came
was
in.
beasting up, man.
Figgy, he did a lot. He was in the top, was it top 4 people? Yeah.
Yeah, I need to see what people are running, and it makes me run more.
So I was thinking. So I sent an email out during this meeting, saying that people could just use whatever app, and maybe I could just send out a daily thing in the email or something, or like a thing on Discord, just being like, this is how much everyone has. Maybe I could do that possibly.
It's up to you. I mean, if we use that actually might work, because if we use Under Armour, I've done the challenges before and they work really well. And then you're getting notifications when someone else is running. You're getting a thing and being like, oh, this person's running, and then you can just tally the 2 groups. It's up to you. It'd be less work for you.
I don't really care. Okay. I like sitting down, adding numbers, just crunching stuff like that. So I'm fine with that. But also just like, it lets anyone use like whatever app they're comfortable with, because
that's a good idea.
Yeah, just like signing up for Fitbit was enough for people. I think that was already just a pain if they have to do Under Armour. I looked at Under Armour, I was like, I could sign up for this. I don't want to sign up for this just because I hate signing up for shit. I just hate signing up. That's my thing.
No, it's true.
I didn't get a credit card for years just because I didn't want to sign up for Discover.
True.
Yeah, so I could do it that way. But I was thinking, just post something every day or weekly or something. So
all right, I've got a very important question.
Yes.
For the non-runners, and you guys can throw tomatoes at me if you'd like. Is there space for the dudes who want to walk it out, but like deliberately walk it out? Is there space? Because here's my argument to it. So number one, for like walking is dramatically underrated. Like dramatically underrated. It is unbelievably effective for thinking, for exercise, and for body fat reduction, and for muscle preservation. If the group would be willing to consider walkers, then I would throw my hat in the ring. But don't let me talk you guys into something that's outside of the scope. But
I like that, because I already said for treadmill running, I gave an exemption for that. I just said it's 70. It counts all your miles on a treadmill are just 70% of what it normally would be, just because of how much easier it is to run on a treadmill. That being said, walking could be like, what do you say, like maybe 25%. 25.
I'm down for whatever you guys are down for.
Ooh.
I like that.
Oh,
sick.
the champion.
I like
there
running a lot,
saying
too.
50. Matthew Bland is saying 50.
50.
Say 50. I mean, walking is still, you got to take the time to do it. You're investing time in your day.
It's a lot more time to be able to go a long time. So
yeah,
to go a far distance.
That's actually pretty sick. I like that 50%, and then it does take a lot of time.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, I love walking, dude.
And I'm gonna drop an even bigger hammer. So I'm also going to be dropping weight again. So I want to launch the weight loss competition again. If we can do this simultaneously, if the dudes can handle it, if anybody's up for it, killing 2 birds with 1 stone, completely up to you guys. But I'm going to be on that journey again if you guys are down for it too.
Hell yeah.
I think it's a great idea, man. I think it's a good idea to have the running. Running will be that. Walking will be 0.5, and then at the same time doing the weight loss challenge. I think that's a good idea.
Hell yeah, man. So
might be what finally gets me to 170.
So how do we and how do I participate in the walking challenge? And by the way, anybody who wants to participate in the weight loss challenge, let me know. If you guys are already on the email, you don't need to let me know. Just start filling out the scorecard every day again. Some of you guys are still – I send it out just repeatedly every single morning on autopilot. Just keep on filling that out, and then I will take it starting from tomorrow morning's weigh-in until the end of this month. We'll do the final day of the month. Let's see. We will do –
Yeah.
What do you think, Matt?
I just walked today. No, I'm kidding.
You think May 29th or May 31st being the final day of the weight loss competition,
yeah.
which
We'll
the final weigh-ins on. Hell yeah, May 31st is a Monday.
Running and walking.
Walking's part of it. I'm gonna to get in contact with me on Discord. Just DM me your email. I'll send out the information for anyone that wants to join that isn't part of it. If you've already done it, you're all good. I'll still be sending out the email every day for the link and stuff. to
Okay,
post
right.
your post your picture. And yeah, just specify if it's walking or running. Well, it will on the app, so
Yeah.
yeah, that'll be perfect. Hell
Okay,
yeah.
cool. And then if you don't mind, we just want to throw a quick interview question out to the champ. Um, Matthew, for the guys who are wondering how to accomplish that, walk us through your story. Like, did you do it
Yeah.
every day with ease, or was it hard some days, and then did it become easier? Like, what was it like for you?
No, it's definitely you guys drove me to do it. It's one of those things where somebody else is running, so you want to continue to do it. A year ago, I struggled to run a mile. So you just take it step by step, Motivate yourself. I mean, that's one of those biggest things. But when you have your dogs behind you, like, it makes it so much easier. So I would look in the Discord before I ran that day to kind of gauge where I needed to be. But at the same time, it's not going to be easy. That's the whole point about it. This is the reason why it's a challenge. So I think the biggest thing is leaning on you guys. That really helped a lot. And doing it within reason as well. Consistency is key. You walk out there and do 10 miles in a day, that's great, but you're going to feel like shit the rest of the week. So if you're able to do 3 miles a day, do 3 miles. If you're able to do one, do one. You'll be surprised at what that'll get you. That 30 miles could have got you for the month. Really makes a big impression. You would have been right there with me,
Yeah.
So I think that's the best advice I can give you.
I'll second. Yeah, you're very consistent looking at everything you're doing, and I have an issue where I'll just do a spike of like 7 miles out of nowhere, and then I can't run for 3 days, and you're screwed. While you're doing within those 3 days, you did 9, 10 miles. So yeah, definitely going at a steady pace will definitely help you.
Oh yeah.
That's great. That's great advice, dude.
Dude, I'm excited for this.
Hell yeah, man.
No, I can walk/run because I love doing like 2-3 miles of jogging, and then you just walk for like 3 miles after that, and that's pretty tight.
Well, plus when you can start to habit stack all of these things. So, for instance, like meditation pairs perfect with walking or running. Just like Matthew Bland was saying, when he first came on, it's turned into his meditative practice. So yeah, the more we can habit stack, the better for the team.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, brother, for the win.
Am I the
Thank
only?
you,
Wait,
guys. Oh, yeah.
Chub-
Let's go,
Chupacab,
baby.
are you the only one against the walking or the running?
What was that?
No, Chupacab. I saw the comment.
Oh.
I don't know. I think Chupacab had a typo. I don't know. Never mind. I saw a thing. I thought we had a nay on the walking challenge. I think the walking challenge. I'm with it just because it's like. It just because you do get more for running, so you do get that boost, and then like that walk home, boom, put that thing on, and it's like, and I think it opens it up to more people too. So I think that's the best.
Yep, yeah. I'm 100% in now that walking's in. I'm in.
So, email Troy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So message me on Discord and with your DM me with your email, and I'll send everything out to y'all.
All right, cool. I'm doing it right now.
So can we start it based on today? So if we start doing it today, can we just start sending you those?
Yeah, I messaged on. I sent the email out today saying it starts today, goes until the 31st. So anything you do today, just put it down there.
All right, I'm gonna hit a walk. Big
Oh,
walk.
yeah.
Get it,
Right.
boys.
Maybe a little run.
All right, dudes.
All right, dudes.
Congratulations, everybody. Kick off the week. You guys go kill it. Matthew Blank, congrats. And Troy, thank you so much for carrying the torch, brother, with this running challenge.
Man.
And then whoever wants to do the weight loss challenge, hit me up on a DM on Discord if you need to. But if you're already on the email, no need. That just fill in the scorecard link every day that's sent out to you already.
Tight.
Sweet.
All right, dudes.
All right.
Let's get
Later
it.
on.
Have a good week, dog.
See you guys.
See you guys.